Hello, if you don't know me, my name is Jade and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I said last week that if the coronavirus had any effects on the Supernatural production, aside from what we've already heard, that I would let you guys know here. They paused filming with only 2 episodes left to go, and Andrew Dabb had said on Twitter that episode 13, which is the one we saw last night, would be the last we see for a while due to the halt in production. I wish I could tell you when we're gonna get the rest of the season, but unfortunately, just like everybody else, I don't really know because no one knows how long this virus is going to be affecting everyone. But no need to worry about the show and not finishing or anything like that. As Andrew Dabb said on Twitter, it's a matter of if, not when. So we just gotta ride it out. So this is gonna be my last video on the show for a while considering the circumstances. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna upload. Like I said last week, I have some videos planned that I've been wanting to make, and I'm also quarantined in my house with my 2 best homies back here. That's Jessie. That's Amanda. I love these bitches.
So sexy.
They're
so
just
goddamn sexy.
They're just gonna vibe here while I talk to you guys about Supernatural. So I had an idea of making a quarantine vlog series. I might do that, but I don't know yet. I wonder if these bitches will be down for that.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. How maybe? Yeah.
Just a forewarning though, I take forever to upload on YouTube, as you would know if you've been subscribed to me for more than like a month. If you guys get this video before Friday, it would probably be a miracle. Anyways, I think it's time to talk about the new episode of Supernatural, because my god, was that a lot. This episode was kind of all over the place. It starts off in the bunker with Sam and Dean meeting Sam and Dean from another universe, but then they disappear. Billy comes around and she explains to them that the 2 Sam and Deans that they saw were running from their own universe because God is cleaning the slate. Sam and Dean go to Sister... Did you say Bill Hader?
She needs her nailer. She needs Bill Hader too.
She explains to them that they need to find the occultum for Jack, which they believe is in Sister Joe's possession. Sam and Dean go to Sister Joe, who isn't too keen on helping them and making God her enemy. She then tells them that the occultum is in hell because Ruby had hidden it there when they would work together. So, Sam and Dean go to hell, but then they get ambushed by demons and figure out it was a setup. Rowena is not going to be happy about that. Boop. Cass, on the other hand, asks Jack to almost kill him so he could go to the Empty and talk to Ruby himself. Jack hesitantly agrees, and Castiel goes to the Empty to be greeted by the cosmic entity as Meg. That cameo was great. I love Rachel Miner with all of my heart, and I wasn't sure if we were going to ever see her again on the show, and I'm glad that they gave her that role because she fucking killed it. Castiel talks to Ruby in the Empty, and Ruby tells him that fuck. I'm being bullied in my own room.
We love you.
I love you too.
So sexy.
You're so hot. So Castiel talks to Ruby in the Empty, and Ruby tells him where the occultum is. Sam and Dean return from hell, and then Jack brings Cass back. One thing I'm a little iffy on is that if Annelle's job in heaven was to count souls, and she didn't fall to earth until season 8 when the angels all fell, then how the hell did she even work with Ruby? Ruby would have been dead by the time that Annelle, Sister Joe, was cast to Earth, unless maybe we're not seeing her full story. Don't get me wrong, seeing Jen and Daniil on the screen together was great. I liked it a lot, actually, and I think they have a really good dynamic, but I just wish they had a little bit more consistency with the plots they already made for these characters.
Leave that cough in. It was really sexy.
They realize that if they leave, God may catch on to their plans. So, Sam and Dean and Cass and Jack help the AU Sam and Dean cross over into their world because they were trapped between the 2 universes. They successfully bring them over, and after they talk, they agreed to pretend to be them so that if God checks in, he won't suspect anything. The AU Sam didn't drop the man bun, though. Team Free Will heads over to the church where the occultum is and are immediately greeted by the Hellhounds. They get into the church and leave Sam by himself to hold the door, and they find the occultum in the floorboard. Jack then eats the occultum after they read the cryptic words on it, and gets sent to the Garden of Eden. Dean and Cass stand there like idiots while Sam struggles to hold the door. Like, I get that you guys gotta move the plot forward, but come on, Cass is a fucking angel, and would have probably helped keep that door shut a lot better than Sam could have. When Jack gets to the Garden of Eden, he is greeted by, like, a little girl, and he is told that he is the first one to enter the garden since Adam and Eve. A serpent ends up talking to Jack, which leads him to remember all of the things that he's done, good and bad. When Jack gets sent back to the church, He then gets his soul back in this, like, weird little orb thing. I don't know, graphics team was vibing. They return to the bunker, and the AU Sam and Dean talk to Ira Dean about how they kind of like Sam and Dean's life in their world. They also said that they saw and drove the car, which I'm assuming they meant the Impala, but if they drove the Impala, how did Sam, Dean, Cass, and Jack even get to the church? That made no sense to me unless they drove one of the other cars in the bunker's garage, but whatever, I'll let it go. Sam and Dean check in on Jack with Cass in the kitchen, and this is where Jack comes to the understanding of why Sam and Dean felt different towards him now, saying that he lost his own mom and that he should have understood. And the episode ends with Jack begging them for forgiveness over Mary's death, and that's what we're left with indefinitely. So Jack has his soul back, which is apparently part of Billy's plan to kill God. I liked how Dean mentioned killing Amara as well for the whole balance of the universe thing. The only thing is Billy didn't mention anything about Amara, which I'm pretty sure Dean mentioned as well in the show. There are a lot of things left in the wind by this plan, but I do want to trust Billy, considering I think she is just trying to save the world while also allowing Team Free Will to fill out their destiny. I do think it's possible for the world to survive if God dies, considering he could probably be replaced. Billy said that God's existence is in the framework of the universes. I think that he could be making himself weaker by destroying the other universes, but that's just a theory, I don't know. I think if Jack was truly going to take over as God, he wouldn't only have to kill him, but also engrave his existence into the universe's existence like God does. When it comes to Amara, I don't know if killing her is really necessary. Back in season 11, God explains how the universe can survive as long as there is balance. If both God and Amara are alive, then so is the world. If both of them are dead, then there's balance, because, there's none of them. But if one of them dies, as we saw in season 11 when God was injured, then everything crumbles because that balance is offset. Part of me believes that this is a lie though, but it does make sense. If Jack was to replace God, maybe he could replace Amara as well. I mean, Jack has both good and bad in him, dark and light. He's half human, half angel, so I think it's possible that if they're trying to disconnect God from his link to the universe, Jack can make up for the absence of both Chuck and Amara. The Empty told Cass that Billy didn't mention him when talking about fighting God, but I think Cass will play an essential role in this whole thing, as he should. Misha revealed that Cass is in the last scene of the last episode, and Cass is very important to Jack's story. While Sam and Dean have been good at showing Jack right from wrong, Cass is more of a father figure to Jack than anyone else, and he's been able to relate more to his struggles because he's an angel. If Jack is going to replace God, I think Castiel's guidance is vital to him, considering Jack is still technically a child and he's still learning his powers. Now that he has his soul back, I think Sam and Dean will be able to trust him a little bit more. With his soul, it will help him make better decisions as well, so I'm calling it a win, even though the last scene of this episode was fucking heartbreaking and I sobbed my eyes out. So the next episode is called Last Holiday, and the synopsis says making up for lost time. Sam and Dean discover a wood nymph living in the bunker who is determined to protect her family at any cost. That sounds like a Monster of the Week episode. Unfortunately, there's no set date for when the episodes come back, but the titles have been released for the rest of the season, so I'm gonna go through them now. Episode 15 is called Gimme Shelter. Episode 16 is called Drag Me Away From You. Episode 17 is called Unity. Episode 18 is called The Truth. Episode 19 is called Inherit the Earth, and the last episode of Supernatural is called Carry On. These titles alone get me thinking, even though there's no descriptions or other details on the episodes, that Jack is going to be going through with this plan. I'm gonna throw some ideas out there, but maybe the episode The Truth, Billy maybe explains the whole plan in detail, which could contain some things that Sam and Dean aren't too happy about. In episode 19, Inherit the Earth, maybe that could be the episode where Jack needs to do some sort of spell or something in order to connect himself to the framework of the universe. Who knows? I'll tell you one thing, I am terrified for these episodes. The titles alone get me excited, but also worried about how this whole thing is going to pan out. Let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comments below. While I feel like this episode was a little bit all over the place because there was a lot going on at the same time, I still liked it. I really enjoyed seeing Jen, Daniil, and Rachel back on the show again, and also the interactions between Sam and Dean and the AU Sam and Dean were hilarious. And I hope that isn't the last we see of them, because having a second pair of Sam and Dean is probably pretty useful. Here's my shameless self-promo where I put my social media handles up on the screen over here or over there, wherever I decide. Remember, my links are also in the description of this video as well. If you have any video suggestions, drop them down in the comments below. Like I said before, we don't know when Supernatural is returning, and I'd like to still post content for you guys while we're all social distancing. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, and don't get possessed by any demons. Bye!